What's up, Epic 7? TristenWulf here, and today we're going to talk about the arena. I'm going to show you all of my favorite arena offenses, how I deal with the arena meta right now, and hopefully give you some ideas to handle some of the more difficult team comps. Now, a special shout out goes to Professor Loki. Check out his Reddit, linked in the description of this video. Most of these teams came out of his big brain. And also a shout out to Biako 11, a link to him as well in the description of this video for the control team. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and hope it gives you some ideas on how to handle the existing arena meta until Ras and Mercedes come out and change everything. So let's jump right in. Okay, this middle team looks pretty classic, right? We've got a Renok, Bossarunka, Ilanov preventing penetration, all kinds of pain in the butt teams here. So let's try this one first, and let's go completely not classic. Let's try the newly buffed Commander Pavel, right? Commander Pavel into Ilanov. Are you crazy? Nah, I don't think we are, guys. I think we're going to try this, and I think you're going to be surprised at how hard Commander Pavel hits, even into the anti-penetration of Ilanov. So let's give this a try. We're going to run with Aram and Ahmed. I will show the stats after the fight is over. So classic Ahmed Cleave. We got the speed imprint helping Ahmed out to make sure she goes first. We S2 to push everybody up. Now, you may be looking at the CR bar going, Commander Pavel doesn't seem like he's going to cut. He's pretty far back. Well, that's why we run the Proof of Friendship artifact on Ahmed. That gives our Pavel the extra push he needs to get up front. There we go. Okay, so unfortunately, I don't have enough souls to burn. It is what it is. We're going to S3. Maybe we get a defense break. That sure would be nice. Beautiful. We'll pop that bomb. That's going to activate our Pavel, who's going to spray everybody. And now I'm going to soul burn this. We're going to send this straight into Ilanov. Guys, remember, Ilanov's anti-penetration, so Pavel's not going to be able to do any damage, right? 30,000 damage. Now we got to go around the horn again, so we're going to use our Aram. We're going to push our Pavel back to the front of the line. And it's his turn again. I am a little bit sad that the Renok didn't die. Keeps us from doing our glorious S3 into this Dragon King Sharoon, but it is what it is. I'm just going to go ahead and just pop her with the S1. Play me a song, Dragon King. Oh no, my skill nullifiers. Little S1 here, little S1 here, little S1 here. Ow. Hey, stunning my Commander Pavel was uncool. I wanted to use him to finish this fight. S2. S3 Commander Pavel to the front of the line. Guys, we got that S3 off anyway. Another 29? 33k damage. So Commander Pavel's a fun way to run people over if you got the build. Now let me show you the team. So this is our mid. She's a 310 speed plus the 10 speed she gets from Veronica, makes her effectively a 320 speed Ahmed. I've got her on her number 3 exclusive equipment to give the greater attack buff. I've got her on Proof of Friendship, which in my opinion is her best in slot artifact for that extra 15% CR push to the foremost ally. And that's it. She's just built for speed. I don't worry about any other stats, just speed and these artifacts. Next, we've got our Veronica. Veronica hanging out at 270 speed. I'm trying to give a chance for Cavill to go first. but sometimes he doesn't. I don't want to slow my Veronica down anymore, but if you really wanted to speed tune this proper, you could run your Veronica a little bit slower so that Cavill could soul burn his S3, then Veronica S3 S2 or S2 S3s triggers Pavel again, and then Aram pushes him up to finish things off. But worked out. I've got her on her number 2 exclusive equipment, and I have got her on her on Sasha Ethane. Sasha Ethane's is really, really good, really important in most of these comps for CR pushing the entire team. And I've got her on a pile of effectiveness. Her being able to strip, place the defense break, and place the bombs is so important. Don't just go for speed on your Veronica. Actually get effectiveness. Now, I know you're probably thinking, oh, but I could just soul burn and ignore effect resistance. Yeah, chances are you're going to be fighting Bellions. Chances are you're going to need those souls for other units. Don't always count on that. Have good effectiveness on your Veronica. Next unit on the team is, of course, Aram. This is my slow Aram. And I want to use the slow Aram because I want to make sure Cavill gets pushed up and goes first, and then Aram is second. So I purposely made her a lot slower, around 221 speed, so that she doesn't have any chance of going before Cavill. So that Cavill can get his blast off, then Aram can push him back up, and he can get his blast off again. Spotted Mouse hair tie is best in slot for additional souls for soul burning. And the man of the hour, Commander Pavel, just built on a Destruction Torrent set of much power as you can give him. Not required to have this artifact. You could definitely run him on Dux Noctis, but this artifact really, really hits hard. The extra 20% penetration, I like this. I like this artifact a lot on him. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that team, but now we're going to deal with this one in the middle. This is a classic one. This is one people run across all the time, right? We got Dragon King Sharoon. We've got Renak. Those two team up all the time. We've got Boss Arunka and Ilanov stopping penetration and protecting the back row. This is one of the more common defenses, but we're going to show you a way to beat this that's a little less than common. We're going to use a pirate theme team. That's right, it's a pirate theme team, so let's get in the mood. All right, mateys, it's time to bring our pirate theme team into play. You guys are going to love this team. This is one of my favorites. We're going to be using Pirate Captain Flan, as beautiful as she is devastating. Wandering Prince Sid, the guy who gave up a life of royalty to sail the high seas. And we'll be using Fire Lidica and Dark Shuri, who, as you all well know, dream of being pirates, even though it's nowhere in the lore. Who doesn't dream of being a pirate? Now, you may be thinking to yourself, but Tristen, there's a Dragon King Sharoon over there. You can't use stuns against this team. You're going to die. Pirates never say die. Let's show you how this team works. Ahoy, Renak! First things first, we can't have immunity on the enemy team, so we're going to burn the S2, stripping that immunity away and pushing everybody up because of our renewed will. Sid's going to do his attack, pushing Sid to the front line, activating our Pirate Captain Flan. And that's what's important, guys, is this turn order. You must preserve this turn order. It must be your Lidica into your Wandering Prince Sid, into your Pirate Captain Flan, into your Dark Shuri. If you don't have this turn order, speed tune your team better. They always need to line up just like this, and I'll show you the speed tuning and stats after this fight. Let's put a little defense break on this Proof of Valor Boss Arunka. All right, now the nice thing about Sid is he just hits. If you're fighting evasion units, you got a new kid Auden over there, doesn't matter. Sid's S3 is a non-attack skill, so he always sticks the bombs through evasion. Now let's see if we can get some bombs on everybody here. Sid, show them what you're made of. Bombs on them all, detonations around. Now Dragon King Shrew, she did do her thing. She cleansed those bombs and gave everybody the cascade debuff, which could be a problem, but it's not really going to be a problem now, is it? Because we've got the beautiful Flan ready to unleash 2 ships. Hit him with the boats, Flan. Overwhelming the enemy with bombs. And now Shuri is going to do his S3, and his S3 detonates the bombs, also placing burns, detonating the burns as well. Shuri fires his 9-iron from the side of the ship. The Long Tom hits the city, and everybody's dead. I hope you all have enjoyed the wonderful pirate themed team. This team is great. Be careful about taking it into Abyssal Euphine or into Harsetti, of course. They slow things down too much. And be very, very careful about Aram. Aram giving everybody immunity can ruin this team's day. But other than that, this is a fantastic and fun team to use. I hope you enjoyed the pirate themed team. All right, guys. So what have we got here? We got a lot of options. Who looks good? This top team looks pretty terrifying. Why don't we give it a shot? So we'll take a why don't we try our edgelords on this team? So we're going to use a classic Straze Cleave on this one. So we've got Straze up front, we've got a mid, and I got double speed imprint to make sure that we are not snagged. Now if you see a BBK or anybody that gives them mortality over there, you swap one of your speed imprints, probably Vildred out with Veronica to make sure that you can disable any immortalities. But this should work really, really good. I'll show you the stats after the fight. Okay, so Ahmed is going to use her S2. I just want to point out that it's good we had double imprint. That's a fast Renok. We're going to S3. We're going to push up our Strays. Now we got a Strays with greater attack buff. What do we want to do here? I'm just going to S3 for right now. Get rid of that immunity and just push her to the back of the line. That silence is nice. Strays drops his S3. How much damage into that Senya? How much damage? Show me the damage. That was 98,000 damage into that Senya. Holy crap. And now we get a follow-up S2. And the team's basically done for. We'll go burn Vilder for extra damage. Very clean, very fast Cleave. I'll show you guys the oh my god, wait. I spoke too soon. She lived. We might get soloed, guys. We might get soloed by this boss Arunca. It could be over for us. I'm kidding, of course. An additional 5k damage and she's in the dirt. Let's go over the stats on this team, right? We got the same Ahmed as before, just 310 speed on Proof of Friendship for the artifact, and on the number 3 EE for the greater attack buff. Some people really insist on running her own artifact to get the destruction buff. I think it's a waste. Proof of Friendship for that extra CR push really helps tuning these teams out. We got Wanderer Silk. Nothing fancy about Silk except a ton of effectiveness. You want that S3 to strip and silence and push back and attack down. You want all of the things out of Silk. So make sure your Silk, even if it costs you speed, make sure your Silk has got a ton of effectiveness, because there's a lot of ER boss Arunkas out there. Got it on her number 2 exclusive equipment for dispelling the debuff. That's important to get rid of the immunity so that you can stick your debuffs. And of course, my favorite ranger artifact, Sasha Ethanes, on all of the for all of the CR pushes. And my Vildred is just a nuclear Vildred, just Destro Torrent. It's good for cleanup work. You could use any other DPS CR pusher from Veronica to Shuri to whoever you want. I just like Vildred because I've got mine built out. And wow, we were not getting any. No wonder that Renok almost beat us. No wonder that Renok almost beat us. Make sure you got your speed imprint turned on, guys, so that you actually get the speed boost to outspeed Renoks. Man, trolling myself. So Shuri was just sitting there looking pretty. And last is the Strays, a thermonuclear Strays. Now 155 speed is there for a reason. That lets me use a mid and a mid cleaves to push him up and not have to worry so much about Euphines. But if you guys want to build him slower, you can. Just make sure you got enough speed to cut. It's important that he actually gets to take the turn. He needs to go before the Renok takes a turn. I've got him on Symbol of Unity. You can run him on pretty much anything, but I like Symbol because it helps make sure he can kill things like, I don't know, Afternoon Soak Flans. Got, his exclusive equipment letting him get the additional S2 in. Fantastic way to cleave, at least until Mercedes comes out and changes everything. So let's go over the same team again, but this time when BBK is involved. When BBK is involved, you basically are going to use the same team, but you're dropping one of your speed imprints out for Veronica. Now, because I just showed the gear, I'll just go ahead and give you a quick peep at my Veronica. 200 effectiveness. You want Veronica to be able to strip and stick the defense breaks. I know you're like, but Veronica can ignore ER. Yeah, you maybe don't have the souls. Don't ever trust that souls are just going to be on hand to get things done. You may want the souls for other attacks, or you may be facing a Bellion. So make sure you got enough organic effectiveness on her that you can usually stick things. Number 2 EE and her Sasha Ethane's artifact to get this done. Same exact team as before, but now we don't have to worry about BBK nearly as much. Let's give it a run. Pushing up. Straze, get to the front of the line. Actually, I don't know. Veronica might cut here, but if she does, that's fine. Yeah, see, Veronica cuts because of the additional push she gets because of BBK, but that's okay. We're going to use the S3. See this? We don't have the souls to burn. So it's important you got the effectiveness to stick the debuffs. Because a lot of boss Arunkas out there, a lot of them are wearing effectiveness. Pop, pop, and you are stunned. Oh my god, Mort. Calm down, Mort. Calm down. All right, guys. You cannot escape my sword. Oh my god, everything's dead, back to life. Go soul burn for no reason whatsoever. With the greater attack buff, we probably stripped that BBK we did. Guys, let's all give her a round of applause. She brought a great game. Goodbye, BBK. Veronica just taking the immortalities away makes this fight so much easier. All right, guys, this top team looks pretty terrifying. We'll match my Ahmed versus his Ahmed. Let's try something a little bit different. Let's try Ludwig. There's a lot of blue units over there, so I'm feeling pretty good about Ludwig on this one. Again, another Ahmed Cleave. It's kind of popular right now. Let's go ahead and give this a try. See, I'm going to bring Aram this time. You notice this is a level 50 Aram. I'll explain why in just a minute. All right, guys, with my speed imprint, I was ahead of his Ahmed. We're going to use our S2 to push the entire team up. And we're going to use the S3 to push Ludwig because of the Proof of Friendship artifact and because, watch Ludwig here, because of Umbral Keystone, the second push, TCR pushes from Umbral Keystone and from the Proof of Friendship, and that makes sure he cuts in front of Silk and Aram. Pretty snifty, huh? Now you want to use your S2 first. His S2 is where the magic is. So we're going to drop the S2. Let's see. Let's stick it into a mid here. Very dead a mid. Because of swift action, that pushes him around, so he gets to take another turn. You know what? I don't care if you counter. Just eat this. Bam, bam. Oh my god, so much damage. And now we can drop his S3 because he has got his invincibility. His S3 damage is boosted and he has got greater attack buff. Watch how hard this hits, guys. Watch how hard this hits. Oh my god, everything's dead, well, except for the child who's gonna scream at us, but that's okay because remember our Ludwig is immortal and we're wearing skill nulls, so this does like practically nothing. Pop. Yes, eat your bread, enjoy your last meal because Aram is ready to go because it was tuned perfectly. She is the last unit on the team to go. She gets to push Ludwig back to the front of the line. And no matter how tanky any of the units are that's left, we now have invincibility, boosting his S3 damage, greater attack buff, boosting his damage in general, and exploiting weak points for an additional 20% damage. How hard you guys think this Ludwig's going to hit? Let's check out these numbers. Oh my god. 30k to the Senya and 21k to the Mort. Everything's dead. I really enjoy Ludwig cleaving. This is probably the fastest cleave team that I have. You got to be a little careful where you take it because Ludwig is green, so he's going to struggle into fire elements. But yeah, pound for pound, lovely team. All right, let's go over the gear and stats for this team first. Same Ahmed we've been using before. Again, on the number 3 exclusive equipment for greater attack buff. Again, I prefer Proof of Friendship to help CR push the front row and build as fast as you can build her. Next, we're going to be running Wanderer Silk. You'll notice Wanderer Silk is giving her imprint to Ludwig and to Ahmed and not to Aram. We don't want Aram to go before Ludwig has a chance to do his extra turn. Wanderer Silk, again, high effectiveness. You want her to be able to stick her debuffs. I got her on her number 2 exclusive equipment for a Dispel, and Sasha Ethanes because CR pushing passively with this artifact is insane. One of the best artifacts out there for Rangers. Make 4 or 5 of these guys. You're going to use them all. And we're going to have Aram. You'll notice Aram, I'm running a slow Aram, not my fast Aram. This Aram's only 221 speed. I did the math on it to make sure that she would not cut to 100% CR. This makes sure that Ludwig can S2 into his S3 and then Aram can push him back up. That turn order was critical. You saw how important that turn order was. Spotted Mouse hair tie for extra souls. Best in slot artifact for the slower Arams. The counter set's completely optional in this case. And Ludwig is only 164 speed, so I had to help him along with Umbral Keystone. The Umbral Keystone giving an additional 16% plus the boost from Proof of Friendship on Ahmed plus Ahmed in general. This lets Ludwig go right after Ahmed. Then he can S2, lap around, get his S3 off, and then you go into Aram to push him up again, and that's what makes this team so clean. The turn order is important. As for exclusive equipment, is number 3 exclusive equipment to do 10% more damage because that's the skill that hits the hardest. All right, guys, it took a little refreshing to find one, but sometimes you have to deal with Spirit Eye Celine when she is hiding behind Boss Arunca and there's a barrier spammer. This can be a little bit of a pain in the butt, so I'm going to show you how we deal with this team. We're going to go a little bit different on this one. Hope you guys enjoy this team. This one's a little bit risky because Dragon Bride Senya can be a problem, but we're going to try out this team. That's right, guys. It's Challenger Dominial. Everyone said her buffs didn't do anything. We're going to show you how wrong they were. So, and also we're bringing Eda along for the ride. Let's go. Okay, once again, we're going to soul burn our Lidica, getting rid of all the barriers and all of the immunities. So I keep forgetting it's a reduction, not a strip, but we did reduce the barriers. And we're going to S3. We'll put a defense break right here into Boss Arunca, because what else are we going to do? And then Challenger Dominion is going to S3, CR pushing the team up yet again. And resist the urge to burn. I know you want to burn. I know you want to burn. Don't do it. We're just going to S1 here. Pop. Because now we can burn Eda, and this will strip the barriers, so we can do this. Barriers are stripped. And now we can S3 for the stuns. We did activate that Dragon Bride Senya, a little unfortunate. Now we're going to S3 to push everybody up. Hey guys, our CDom's ready to go again. We're going to, well, S1 here. Get rid of that barrier down a little bit. We're going to S1 here again. Maybe we get some bleeds. Pop. She's gone. We're going to S1 this Dragon Bride Senya. We're going to S1 Senya again. Guys, CDom's back. We're going to S1 again. We're going to S1 pushing our Challenger Dominion up even more. We're going to just do an S2. We're going to do an S2. We're going to do an S3, giving a crit chance boost to our Challenger Dominion. And look at that. Look at that. Look how many souls we have. burn, and goodbye, Senya. I know you guys are worried about Senya, but this team is infinite CR pushing. It's like fighting some abyss floor where you just take 10 billion turns because everything CR pushes. Every unit on this team pushes up, pushes back, pushes forward, gets CR pushed based on crits, and everything has multiple attacks. It is such a clean team, and it's a great way to handle those slow Dragon Bride Senyas who you think they're just going to one-shot your team once you activate them, because you can just chew through her. Let's show the details of this team, right? So it's the same Lytica as before, but this is why I have the 100% crit chance on Lytica. The 100% crit chance on Lytica makes sure she's constantly pushing Challenger Dominial. So it did mean I had to reduce her speed quite a bit to get the crit chance. But that's it. That's all she needed. And for those of you who are struggling to build this team, as long as you can build this Lytica, the rest of the team is incredibly free to play friendly. Got her on her number 2 exclusive equipment for the Restrict. I got her on Renewed Will for the CR push. You don't really even need the Renewed Will. You can put her on Sasha Ethanes, and that will work just fine for this team. The next unit on the team is Challenger Dominial. Now this Challenger Dominial is at 50%. 50% crit chance because her S3 gives a crit chance buff. So she's a 100% crit chance as long as she's wearing her buff. Got her on her number 3 E to give attack to all allies when she supercharges, and book so that I can burn the Lytica. Next is going to be Shuri. Here's the crazy thing about Shuri. If you turn CDom's imprint on, she gives a 50% crit chance buff, and her imprint is another 12% crit chance, so you can build this guy at 38% crit chance. So you can actually take his damage through the roof. And I got Sasha Ethanes on him. You can actually run 2 Sasha Ethanes, one on him, one on Lytica, and yes, the effects are double for even more CR pushing. And they're not just some damage. I like my Shuri to do a little bit of damage. And we got Festive Eda. Eda is not necessarily built for damage, although she does have some damage. She's mostly built for effectiveness. I really like the S2 strip and the S3 stuns. Those are really nice to have in her kit. So make sure you give her some effectiveness. And once again, she only technically needs 38% crit chance because you get 50% from the 50% from the buff from CDom and another 12% from her imprint. So you could go as low as 38. See what I mean by this team's very free to play friendly. You can build super high-end damage on your Shuri and on your Eda to help promote this even better, and speed tuned in to go in the correct order. Okay, I'm going to show you another one just because it's kind of fun. Holy crap, this one right here is begging for the bomb team, right? Look at all that evasion that Wandering Prince Sid could just place bombs through. Oh, this would be so good for the pirate team, but we want to do something other than the pirate team for this one. We want to go full on damage. So check out this middle one. The mitigation of Fallen Cecilia and Empyrean Ilanov together. Let's see what we can do with this one. So this one is extra thick, so we're going to go with something a little bit special. We're going to bring out the heavy artillery, right? The heavy artillery, the cannon, the elite cannon. Thanks to Vic Chun for coming up with the cannon in general, and for Loki to weaving it into this comp. You guys are going to love this. Let's go. Arius and Rise of the Monarch. This is as tanky as it gets, boys. And that's a pretty good speed on that Renok. So we're going to soul burn. Let's get rid of all those immunities. Not that we really need it, but hey, you know what? I want the restricts. Most importantly, I want to strip the immunities and apply the restricts so I don't have to deal with these people pushing up. Let's get a defense break up in here. And then we're going to CR push. This is going to push our Shuri up ahead of Renok because we're speed tuned properly. And we're just going to pop some damage into here. Pow. And then we're going to have our Shuri do his S3, CR pushing everybody up. That is a Proof of Valor Renok. That's crazy. I wonder if this is going to be enough damage with a Proof of Valor Renok into Arius. Bombs away. Boom. Did you guys like it? Did you see that Proof of Valor Arius Renok just take it in the teeth? CDom, get him. Bam. And now Ilanov can't do anything because she is restricted. Lidica, show her the door. What'd you think of that? What'd you think of that cannon, guys? Do you like that cannon damage? Now, let's just go into a slightly less tanky team one time, just so you can really see what this cannon can do. It's pretty crazy the damage this cannon lays down. Okay, you guys ready for it? Fire in the hole! Sit down! God, this team is so fun. So fun. And that Bossarunka, had she been wearing a debuff, had I been able to soul burn that Ilanov, that Bossarunka was deado to that cannon. Why am I so confident that it was dead to that cannon? Because check out this cannon. Rage set and Torrent set, 40% damage boost, plus Portrait of the Saviors for another 20%. We have a 60% damage boost to these insane damage stats. Lets this cannon hit like a truck. And where do you get this cannon? Well, you get this cannon by going to the Friendship Summon tab and just doing a 10 summon on your Friendship Summons. All right, guys. Let's move on to the next team. Though she's less and less common nowadays, Harsetti is still a problem for a lot of people. So I'm going to show you a couple of ways to deal with a Harsetti team. Now, this is a very, very tanky Harsetti team, right? Classic tank down Harsetti. So when I see these tank down Harsettis, I like bringing the triple threat. That's why we're going to answer this with Hwayoung and with Hwayoung and with Hwayoung. And we'll have Aram being out there making sure the Hwayoungs are playing safe. So let's go ahead and see what we can do about this team. So Harsetti uses her S3. This is going to piss off Aram. Aram, oh, we got a nice counter. Nice, nice, nice. Aram blows her whistle, which is going to activate our Argent Waves Hwayoung, who will go into the highest defense unit, who is, of course, Bossarunka. Was enough damage to activate my bystander. Where'd she go? Into Harsetti. It's fine. We're going to soul burn our Argent Waves to hit everybody. Maybe, just maybe, it's enough to get rid of that Harsetti. Maybe. There's a lot of mitigation over there. It was definitely enough. And we'll drop this S3 right into Bossarunka. Is it enough? Nice. Ilanov's going to do Ilanov things. Eda counter. Lovely. Okay, so Aram's going to push Bossarunka back to the front of the line, guys. And this should give me... Does this give me enough souls? Gives me just enough souls to soul burn the S3, sending that Empyrean Ilanov into the nether. 25k damage, even though I can counter there, very, very dead. And now it is Fire Hwayoung's turn. The lesser of the Hwayoungs, what's Fire Hwayoung going to do? She barely does any damage at all. Her legs have been broken. She's a useless character. She needs a buff. Let's just do a raw S3 here. Through a barrier. That was 27k damage, and it didn't show the damage she did into the barrier. That was like 35k damage. I think Hwayoung's fine, guys. I think Hwayoung's fine. So hopefully you enjoyed the most beautiful way to deal with tank down Harsettis. I'll show you the team here real quick. So this is my faster Aram. This is my Aram running at 285 speed. I want this Aram, to not be slow. I want this Aram to be there, ready to go to CR push Bossarunka back up. I've got her on her whistle artifact. And that's pretty much it. And then I've got Argent Waves Hwayoung. Pretty well built Destruction Argent Waves Hwayoung. I've got her on the artifact that ignores damage sharing. This makes her S3 very, very good. And I have got Bystander Hwayoung. I had her on attack boots, so she used to hit harder, but I started having issues with her not surviving the occasional BS from a counter from Mort, so I switched over to HP boots. So far, she's still getting the job done, even though she is 600 attack, lower attack now. And I've got her on Sigurd's Scythe to help keep her healthy and alive. And Fire Hwayoung, you know what? If you got 5,500 attack, you don't have to worry about damage anymore. She can still kick through anything. I've got her on Spear Purification, mostly for the extra 17% attack, but the combat readiness is not a bad deal either, helping push her up if the enemy gets an extra turn off, like, I don't know, say Mort doing Mort's passive. Very, very nice. As for an exclusive equipment, number 2, to give herself an attack buff, regardless of debuff status. So I hope you enjoyed the gorgeous team. Every once in a while you run into this BS where it's still Harsetti, but along with Harsetti is young Senya, and you've got to be able to penetrate through this. And then there's an evasion unit. Maybe it's the Afternoon Soak Clan, maybe it's New Kid Auden. You need to have ways to get through to these units. So for this situation, we're going to take this team to deal with it. And Watcher Shuri, people forget the Watcher Shuri's S3 penetrates evasion, so he's really, really good into these evasion targets. Let's give this a try and see what happens. All right, so we're going to soul burn the S3. You can go into Mort or into Harsetti. I'm going to go into Harsetti just to silence and push her back. You want to soul burn because the soul burn pushes up Frida. And then Frida's going to use her S3. That's going to CR push the team. Hopefully Watcher is in front. If he's not, we'll roll with it, but hopefully Watcher's in front. He is. So we're going to use this S3. We're just going to shoot New Kid Auden right in the face, penetrating the evasion, sending her into the nether regions. Goodbye, New Kid Auden. And now we're going to drop the S3, cutting the planets in half. I think that Mort is getting ready to meet his maker. Goodbye, Mort. Holy sacrifice happens. Young Senya didn't quite die. She screams and calls a friend. We take a little pop damage. And now we can soul burn this S2. Hopefully this is enough to finish off that Mort. And everybody is dead. Now we just get Young Senya soloed, I'm sure, right? I'm just going to soul burn this so I don't raise any more stacks on Young Senya. Non-attack skill gives everyone a barrier. We got to hit Senya twice here. I mean, it doesn't matter. Without anybody in the front, her no bullying skill does almost no damage. Here, Pool Floaty of Death. Oh, no Pool Floaty of Death. Watch how little damage this does. It's almost nothing when she doesn't have a friend helping her out. We'll burn it because what else am I going to do with these souls? And Senya is out of here. A real quick breeze through of the gear on this team. First, we have got a fast Zeo on book so that he can soul burn. The soul burn from Zeo, you know, if you get some effectiveness on him, even better, but you can go with the damage Zeo as well. Just make sure he's fast. And the soul burn from Zeo activates and pushes up Frida. Frida being 285 speed, you know, into Harsetti, it doesn't matter really what anybody's speed is, but I like a faster Frida for other usages. I've got her on the Bird's Eye artifact. You can put her on Spotted Mouse hair tie as well, but Bird's Eye is really nice if you're going to run Luna and Frida together to deal with Bellions. She pushes up, is able to use her S3 to attack buff everybody. That is going to let my Watcher Shuri come up in the front. This is just my PvE Watcher Shuri to blow up the New Kid Auden. You could totally use a PvP Watcher Shuri, but I like the PvE one because I know we're going into Harsetti, so I don't have to worry about speed. But if Harsetti wasn't there and I wanted somebody to penetrate the evasion, maybe I'm choosing him as an imprint. That's why I keep a second Watcher Shuri on hand, so I can use this to blow up Afternoon Soak plans and New Kid Audens on teams where I do have to worry about speed. And finally, of course, is the Straze you guys all know and love, the nuclear Straze to blow things up into Harsetti or with CR pushers. This is the best Straze. I do keep a second Straze on hand for when I'm doing Litica pushes where I don't have easy access to an attack buff like Litica and Aram. Neither of them attack buff, so I've got Straze on Benny Mars Tachi and built fast, so because I know this guy is going to need to be able to do his S3, and then Aram can push him up, he can do his S3 again, and I'm going to need Tachi for those attack buffs. So there you go, guys. Those are my teams. I'm sure there are plenty of other teams that you can use. but these are the ones I'm having fun with right now. Things are going to change when Mercedes and RAS drops, so don't go nuts tearing your account apart building these unless you just want to go out there and have some fun in Arena. I hope you found this entertaining, enjoyable, and informative. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.